Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's good to have you back with us at Somaliland National Television. This is the English news with me, Mohammed Adan. Let's take a look at the main stories making headlines. Somaliland House of Elders provide a resolve to recent parliamentary disagreements. The ruling political party Kulmiye welcomed supporters and political figures seeking to unify with the party. House of Elders provided points of resolve to recent disagreements between parliamentarians at the House of Representatives, which came following a no-confidence motion suggested by the parliamentarians of the ruling political party Kulmiye, who are holding the majority seats at the House. House of Elders suggested that the Speaker of the House of Representatives has wrongly passed the electoral and civic registration and made amendments without the presence of deliberation, which later became the epicenter of disagreements between the Speaker and the parliamentarians. The House of Elders also suggest in the points of resolve to the disagreements that no confidence motion against the Speaker is limited to until elections are held, and as such parliamentarians won't be allowed to suggest a no confidence motion before the time scheduled for elections. There also were a number of other points issued that were read before parliamentarians by the Deputy Speaker of the House of Elders, who was part of a committee appointed by the House of Elders for resolving discrepancies amongst the parliamentarians of the lower House of Representatives. The Speaker of the House of Elders, Salaban Mohammed Adan, made opening remarks at the event and prayed continued peace and progress for Somaliland. The Speaker stressed that the Elders focused on the point of resolve, as it is inevitably crucial to convincing both sides, and urged them to continue their cooperation in serving the country and their respective citizens. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Abdurrahman Abdullahi Iro, spoke at the event and welcomed the decisive resolve provided by the House of Elders. He pledged on his behalf and his supporters that this would encourage cooperation between the parliamentarians. The Deputy Speaker of the House, Basha Mohammed Farah, speaking on behalf of the parliamentarians of the ruling political party, he stated his disapproval to the role the House of Elders played in resolving disagreements between parliamentarians of the House of Representatives. Members of the Somaliland diaspora in the UK welcomed the role the House of Elders played in stemming disagreements between parliamentarians and the House of Representatives. Individuals speaking on behalf of the Somaliland diaspora in the UK saluted the remarkable role the House of Elders played in resolving disagreements between the parliamentarians of the House of Representatives. They stated that the House of Elders took major steps in building peace and helping the citizens resolve their disagreements. Both tribal and political tensions have long been resolved by the House of Elders since Somaliland reclaimed its independence in 1991. The Somaliland diaspora in the UK urged parliamentarians to work on ensuring that Somaliland has reached social and economic prosperity, rather than engaging arguments on each other involving support for a political party. The Somaliland diaspora in the UK also welcomed the current administration for the scaling up efforts toward building the infrastructure as well as guiding the citizens to economic and social prosperity. The ruling political party Kulmiye welcomed supporters and political figures seeking to unify with the party. In an event held in the capital, attendees pointed out the role that the political party played in the peace and development of Somaliland. The event had in attendance several distinguished guests, including members of the ruling political party, supporters as well as a wide array of notable figures. The Deputy Chairman of the ruling political party, Mohammed Kahin Ahmed, provided key remarks at the event and stated the ruling political party represents all citizens, pledging welcome for all those seeking to unify with the party. The Deputy Chairman pledged that the party will help all citizens jointly take part in developing the country as well as political landscape of Somaliland. Chairman of the ruling political party, Musa Bihi Abdi, speaking at the event, stressed the necessity of paying heed to the achievements made by the ruling political party and what Somaliland has achieved within the term of the current government. The chairman reiterated that Somaliland needs more development and stability, and as such, all citizens ought to unify with the ruling political party to make sure more progress and prosperity for Somaliland. The second phase of civic registration is ongoing in the capital city of Somaliland, Hargeisa.
Our reporters paid a visit to one of the most crowded places in the capital city and spoke to the staff performing the registration about the usual percentage of the citizens registering each day, where they informed us that the numbers reach 500 individuals per day. Staff of the registration stated that there are still big numbers of citizens that hasn't registered yet. However, they urged all Somalilanders to collaborate with the government of Somaliland in obtaining this goal successfully. Citizens at the event, while asked about their hopes for the future, praised the government's amplified efforts in maintaining a steady development and that Somaliland is progressing well towards better accomplishments in a future achievement.
Somaliland's cultural leaders welcomed the decision taken by the House of Elders to resolve disagreements between parliamentarians of the House of
The traditional
Representatives.
leaders expressed their thankfulness to the warm welcome they received from the President of Somaliland on their last visit to the presidential palace. Sultan Mohammed Hirsi expressed his admiration to the President of Somaliland's support to the House of Elders' decision to further solve the conflict in the House of Representatives in the remarkable way they have collaborated in ending that conflict. On the other hand, Sultan Ali Madar expressed his appreciation to the House of Elders of Somaliland and their continuous efforts to maintain stability within the nation. He also spoke about two sides in conflict and stated that it's important to accept a resolution of the House of Elders and their decisions. In conclusion, more traditional leaders spoke about the responsibility upon the government officials of the country and that they have to step out of their personal issues into protecting their countries and people against external and internal conflict. They urged the people of Somaliland and the government to maintain the peace and stability.
Vice Minister of Labour and Social Affairs Shukri Harir Ismail handed over a donation of clothing to the Mohammed Moga Children's Care and Rehabilitation Centre. The Vice Minister, speaking at the event, stated that the donation was intended to help the children residing in the care centre and commended efforts of the centre to ensure that children are being provided with shelter and education. The Vice Minister stated that it is a moral obligation upon every citizen to help children in harsh living circumstances to ensure a prosperous future for Somaliland. The Director of Mohammed Moga Children's Care and Rehabilitation Centre, speaking at the event, welcomed the donation and commended the Vice Minister of Labour and Social Affairs for handing over the donation to the centre. The Director also reiterated the agency of further assistance to the children in the care centre and urged all Somaliland citizens to take part in helping build a brilliant future for the orphaned and distressed children. And that's it for this edition of the English News. Thanks for watching. You can catch us at the same time tomorrow. Until then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.